recollects what you do in C language. What you do is you typically do int a equal to 5, float b equal to 5.312. So you have to tell C language that, hey, you know what, I am creating a variable, integer variable, and I wanted to put a value 5 in that. You don't really need to do all those things in languages like MATLAB, R, and Python, which are smart enough to assign the data types themselves, as long as you follow some convention. So if I do a equal to 5.323 and run, it will automatically assign a data type to it. To know a data type, you have to do class of a and run. It says numeric. So numeric data type is equivalent of float. So if you know C language, you would have learned float. So anything with a decimal number is a floating number, and the name of that data type is called float. Numeric in R. On the jargons in R, variable is called as an object, data type is called as class. So in R, a variable is called object, a data type is called class. So class of object A is numeric. Now let's do B is equal to 5, and let's check what is class of B. It is again numeric. We know it is a number, but we also know that it is an integer, which means we know that it is not a floating number. It is clearly an integer, but R has called it as a number. Any harm? No, because it is still a number. You can always save an integer as a float as well, just that it is internally saved as 5.0. It could do, but does this mean that R do not have a data type called integer? It actually does, but to explicitly ask R classify it as an integer, then you have to add a capital L. So B equal to 5 capital L. Now I do a class of B. This is integer. So if you just give a number directly and assign it to an object, it will assign it as numeric by default. But if you add a capital L suffix, it will make it as an integer. But you may have to note down that you cannot do a small l. R is case sensitive. So this is the first thing you should know. R is case sensitive. So capital is different from small. You cannot take the luxury of changing the case.